Hey guys, in this video we're going to go over the business communication skills for managers OER course from Lumen that I've imported into Canvas. So when you get this course from the Canvas Commons, you will download all of this info. It's laid out for you. In the modules, there's an instructor module that contains info about the course, all the authors that contributed to the readings. Most of them are from community colleges, which is nice to see. There's also an overview course, like glance, and then learning outcomes that are tied to the modules. There's a list of those. There's also a list of all the resources. This course comes with PowerPoints, which is nice, and they are ADA approved, accessible PowerPoints. This link here is going to show you a bunch of just general OER resources that can help you. And then as you go down, this page is going to list all the assignments that are in Canvas that have been imported from Lumen, as well as information about using rubrics. All of the assignments and discussions in this course have a rubric attached, which is enabled for grading, makes grading a lot easier. So there is some information on the rubrics. You don't have to use them, but if you want to, they're there. The next thing is the question banks. This this course came with module question banks, so that you have a lot of questions in there that you can create tests. I've created some tests in here for you, but if you want to change them or make your own, you can use these test banks. And there's a guide for editing the quizzes and creating quizzes here. Finally, there's a link to Lumen. If you find an error in the information, or if you want to talk to them about the course, you can click on this link here and set up an appointment with Lumen. And once I'm done with the video that I'm making right now, I will put that here. The next module is for students. It's just a Canvas orientation module with some helpful tips on how they can get around the Canvas course, submit assignments, etc. And now we get into the actual course information. There is a textbook, a PDF, I've called it. It's just a written version, a PDF version of the readings. So this is something the student can download, have on their device or on their computer, and if they're not connected to the internet, they can still do the readings. So it's a nice extra feature. And then below that, we do get into the modules. So all the modules are organized the same way. So we have the readings up top, and each of these are parts of the module readings. And below that, we have the PowerPoint, the module PowerPoint. And next you have the assignments, and these are most often a quiz. I have a 25 question quiz on each module, as well as for most of the modules there's an assignment. I believe one of the modules doesn't have an assignment, but it does have a discussion assignment with it. These are all customizable, and if you don't want to use them, you don't have to. I've left them unpublished so that you as the instructor, you're going to come in here, click inside these, set your due dates, set any options you want. You may have to rewrite some of the language in the assignments. Some of these assignments were meant for on-campus classes. If you're teaching a fully online class, you'll want to definitely go over these assignments and edit them as necessary, as well as put in the due dates. And once you've done all that, then you can come back to the module and publish them. So if you've never seen how the readings look, basically the students will just click on them, and it opens them up right in Canvas. And the thing I like about the Lumen readings is they have a lot of cool pictures. Some of them have videos embedded in them, as well as many of them have these built-in practice questions. So it really makes these readings interactive and keeps the student a little more engaged if they're being sort of tested as they read. It's kind of a good way to learn. Look, there's a nice video. So I really like these readings as opposed to a traditional textbook. but they're there. If you can, tell the students when they're going through the modules to click on this next in the lower right corner instead of this one within the reading. It doesn't really matter, but if they click this next, it'll eventually take them to the assignments, whereas this just goes through all the readings. So that's pretty much it for the modules. We'll take a look at sort of a quiz. The quizzes, I'll show you how I set them up. I did include a sample final exam. It has 75 questions, all drawn from the test banks, and I created a midterm drawn from the first 7 test banks. Yeah, so it's a 50 question, 100 point. You're free to use these, delete these, change them any way you want. I'll just show you really quick an example. So here's a quiz. If you wanted to edit this, you'd click on the name of the quiz, click edit, and then make your changes. This is the details area of the quiz. Right now I have shuffle answers turned on. That means A, B, C, D are going to be different for each student, for each question. They're going to mix them up. I put a time limit on the test. These chapter or module quizzes are 25 questions each. I give students 2 minutes per question. You may want to make it longer or shorter. You can easily edit this 50, make it whatever you want, or you can take it out entirely. If you uncheck it, there's no time limit. I haven't checked allow multiple attempts, but you might want to do that. Give your students a couple chances at the quizzes. Give them more practice. And then down below, this is an option that teachers often turn on. It lets students see the quiz responses and see what they got right and wrong. If you do enable this, I would definitely recommend to also check this box here. Let students see the correct answers, and then fill a date in this box. So always put a date after the quiz closes. If you don't put a date in, basically the first student can take the test, look at all the answers, pass them to their friend who hasn't taken the test yet. So you want to only show the correct answers once the quiz has closed for the entire class. Just as a safeguard, I turn this feature off, just so if you want to use it, you actually have to enable this as the instructor. And then the due dates available from and until dates, you will fill that in there. Click save and publish if you want. For questions, you can see they are going to the module question banks. Again, 25 random questions drawn from this bank. If you wanted to change this, you click on the little pencil. You can make it more or less than 25, but it can't be more than the amount of questions that are in the test bank. So you can't just put 1,000 in there. It's going to give you an error message. Once you can also change the points per question, or you can delete it and find the questions yourself. Again, there's a guide on editing quizzes in the modules, in the instructor module, that you can look at for more information on how to manipulate these quizzes or create your own. So that's just a quick look at the quizzes. I do kind of want to show you the assignments. I'll show you one as an example. These are straight out of Lumen, so they're going to be different tasks the student will have to complete. And then at the bottom, you're going to see the rubrics. And these are good. If you don't want to use them, definitely just click the little trash bin and delete it. But when it comes to grading a student response, basically in the speed grader you will see this rubric, and you can just look at the student's work and then click in each of these boxes to however you feel the student performed in each of these criteria, and it will automatically add up the points and give the student a point value. So I really like working with the rubrics, and it's nice that they were included by Lumen Learning in this course. So other than that, that's pretty much it. There is just a couple discussions only for Module 5 and Module 7, but I believe one of these modules didn't have an assignment attached to it. Use your discretion on if you want to use all of the assignments or just some of them, depending on how long the course is, what level the course is. You might not want to use all the assignments. That would be 15 assignments, which may be a little too much for certain classes. But they're there if you need them. All right. So that's a quick overview. Not so quick, but there it is. This is a business communication class course with the free book. Use it and your students will love you. Thanks for watching.